Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos, Parshas Devorim, when we read the Haftorah of Chazon Yeshayahu, it's the Shabbos prior to Tisha B'Av. Not a very happy time for a lot of people, although there's no question about the fact that Shabbos itself gives respite from the worries of the week. And the Shabbos itself is a great Shabbos because it illuminates the fact that despite the darkness of the 9 days, we have the brightness and light of Shabbos. And just as we have the brightness and light of Shabbos, now, so too, the 9 days can once again be bright for Klal Yisrael. The Parsha starts out with the words, Eila ha-Devorim asher diber Moshe el Kol Yisrael. These are the words that Moshe spoke to all the Jewish people. The Vilna Gaon takes that one sentence and he gives us insight into what the crux of the matter is all about. Eila ha-Devarim asher diber Moshe. These are the words that Moshe spoke. You know what those words were? El Kol Yisrael. To all the Jewish people. As long as you have all the Jewish people together, as long as you have achdus, as long as you have brotherly love for all the Jewish people, these are the things we have to speak about on Shabbos Chazon. These are the things we have to be aware of when it comes to the Shabbos before Tisha B'Av, when man's inhumanity to man, Bein Adam L'Chaveiro, was so negated in the time of the second Beis HaMikdash. Eila ha-Devarim, these are the words Asher Diber Moshe that Moshe spoke. You know what they were? El Kol Yisrael, says the Vilna Gaon. You speak to all the Jewish people, combine, get them together, all of Klal Yisrael. Now we know that as we reach towards Sheni, and we get to the pasuk where Moshe says, Eicha eso levadi, tochachem u'masachem v'divchem, we read that pasuk with the tune of Eicha eso levadi, tochachem u'masachem v'divchem. How can I bear all this tzara? How can I bear alone? Eicha eso levadi. How can I bear this trouble alone? You know Rabbosai? Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest of all Jews of all time, the one who brought the Torah to the Jewish people, the one who took Klal Yisrael out of Mitzrayim, the one who Hashem commanded to come up to the mountain and bring down the Aseres HaDivros, not once but twice. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe our teacher, our master, Moshe our greatest leader of all time. He felt at times, I just can't handle it. I can't take it anymore. Eicha esa levadi. How can I alone bear it? I can't bear it alone. It's too much for me. So Hashem says, you don't have to bear it alone. I've given you chachamim, nevonim, yeduim. I've given you great leaders to go along with you. And today too, don't we all, both collectively as Klal Yisrael and individually, as part of the Jewish people that suffer so greatly with the terrible troubles that we find ourselves in, don't we sometimes wonder to ourselves and say, Eicha esa levadi, how can I alone bear it? I can't do it myself. It's impossible. I feel like I'm breaking under the weight. I just can't seem to get out of this. And where's my help going to come from? Right? Where's it going to come from? And Moshe Rabbeinu was no different. Can you imagine that? Moshe Rabbeinu said the same words. Eicha esa levadi, I can't handle it. I can't do it myself anymore. Levadi, I can't. And neither can we. None of us can. None of us can bear it all alone. We can't do it ourselves. We need Hashem's help. We need to be supported and given chizuk by the knowledge that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there all the time. And He is. And that's the ani ma'amin b'emunah shalema. When one has faith complete and rests all our tzaras on HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the leaders of Klal Yisrael that He gave us. When we look to our leaders, our gedolim, our chachamim, our rabbanim, our teachers, our rebbes, our moras, our masters of Torah and Tefillah, when we look to them for the leadership that they can provide, We know that we're not alone because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us. Moshe Rabbeinu said, Echa es levadi. Imagine if he could say it. Don't you think we can too? And we do say it. We do. We do hope for the help that Hashem can give. And Tisha B'Av is a time for us to strengthen that emunah, to strengthen that reliance on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and to come closer to Him through the fasting and the davening and the lamenting and the prayers and the knowledge that despite all the vicissitudes of time and history over all these many, many years, we have not been abandoned. We're still here. We've outlasted them all. We've outlived them all. No matter what they've thrown at us, we've managed to continue to shine brightly. And despite the fact that we have terrible, terrible worries on our minds, both individually and collectively as Klal Yisrael, and there are so many people amongst the individuals of Klal Yisrael that seek a Yeshua, just like the nation seeks a Yeshua. We seek that Hashem should guide us in the right path, and we should be supported with the full knowledge that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is behind us, because He is. Because ani ma'amin anachnu ma'aminim. Anachnu ma'aminim b'nei ma'aminim. We have tremendous, tremendous faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because we know that ultimately it's all for the good. And consequently, when it comes to Tisha B'Av, and we're fasting, and we're lamenting, and we're davening, we should always keep in the back of our mind, always deep, deep in the back of our mind, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and not only in the back, but maybe even in the forefront, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us. He's watching over us and protecting us. And just as He's protected us in the past and brought us through some very, very difficult times throughout our history, He continues to do the same for us today. And He will continue to do for us today. And we have to do what Hashem told Moshe. You don't have to bear it all alone. I am helping you to bear it. And when we are helped by Hashem, who's bearing our difficulties and carrying us on the wings of eagles, I will bear you on the wings of eagles and bring you to me. When we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is our guidance and our protector, then no matter how difficult the task is before us, we assume and we know that Klal Yisrael is going to come out victorious and well. And the years to come, and in time to come, maybe even sooner than that, when the advent of Mashiach reveals Himself speedily in our time, we're going to see that all that trust was not in vain at all. Because we see it now. We see that the Jewish people, no matter how difficult times have been able to shine bright throughout the history of the world. And we will continue to do that. Be'ezras Hashem Yisbarach, with the help of Hashem Yisbarach. When we fast this Tuesday, let's think about that. Let's think about the brightness that Hashem gave us, a Shabbos, a Yom Tov, even a Tisha B'Av, which is one day going to become a Yom Tov for Klal Yisrael. I want to wish everyone a wonderful Shabbat Shalom and Varach. Hashem should bless us all with only good tidings. And if we feel that we can't handle it ourselves, Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't either. And Hashem had to help him. He should help us too. And we should see not only the coming of Mashiach collectively, but even individually. Hashem should take all the tzaras and package them up in such a way that we don't feel that it's tzaras anymore. And instead we'll see Geula Shlema Bikarov. Shabbat Shalom Umevarach.